everybody, it's Lynnis. How is everyone out there? Boy, it's so glad. I'm glad to be back with you again. It's been a couple of weeks. I have really been on an adventure. I have this client that is in New Mexico, and so I spent 2 weeks in lovely New Mexico. And one thing that I learned about lovely New Mexico is that the weather is really great. They have 4 distinct seasons. When I was there, it was right before spring, so it was nice breeze and all that. Not very many trees, but it was so darn dry. Oh my gosh. I tried everything to keep my skin moisturized, and it was just really dry. And it got me to thinking about skincare, of course. It's just something that I'm always interested in, but also just in general, as we move into the spring, what kinds of things can we do to detox our life, to add more health to our life? And I'm not just talking from a fitness and health perspective, but a wellness perspective, because remember, wellness is all about your mind, your body, and your spirit. So let's talk about 5 things that I'm thinking about that you might want to do to detoxify your life as you move into the spring. And some of these might surprise you. Other things you may have known about before in the past, but you just haven't done it. And I also want to make sure that you visit my blog at PraiseWorks Health and Wellness blog. Just Google PraiseWorks Health and Wellness blog. And what will pop up is my blog, because I'm going to write about these in more detail and give you some recipes for some things that will really help you detoxify your environment. One of the reasons why detoxification is so important and so popular is, let's face it, we live in a dirty world. Figuratively and speculatively, we live in a dirty world, okay? I mean, and you know what? Not all that dirt is bad dirt. We have good bacteria and we have bad bacteria. So I'm not necessarily talking about the bacterial piece, but I'm talking about some of the toxins and things that are in our everyday environment. Toxins that are in our makeup, our skincare, our hair care, the cleaning products that we use, the foods that we eat. Not to mention the toxic relationships we may be exposed to. So I've got five toxic tips that I think will help you start your spring off. And I want you to do some research on these, okay? I know that I'm right, but I think it's always best for you to Google or get a book on it or whatever and find out what other ways that you can detox your life. Because one thing that I've decided to do with my whole branding and wellness woman, and I'll talk about more of that in a minute, because ding, 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 we have some exciting things going on in the Wellness Woman brand. But one thing I want you to feel when you come to listen to the Wellness Woman show, and when you go to my new site, Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond, and you read the newest issues of the magazine, I want it to be your sanctuary for holistic living and wellness. That's the new tagline. Do you like it? Your sanctuary for natural holistic living and wellness. And when I say natural, I mean it's got to be something that you're comfortable with, that fits well with your personality, that makes you feel like, okay, I can do this. This is not going to make me go through 50 million changes to do it, and I start doing it, and after a week I give up. No, you need to find the things that come naturally to you with as minimal effort as possible that's going to help you to be more well in your mind, your body, and your spirit. So let's talk about those 5 holistic living tips that will help to detoxify your life, your mind, your body, your spirit. Okay, A number 1. One of the things that a lot of people don't think about, I know you've heard about it before, but it's our cleaning products. Our cleaning products are so toxic. And when I was doing some research on this to talk with you about it, I knew that bleach was toxic. We all know that, our Comet, the pine salts type stuff, and all the other kinds of cleaning products, even Windex that has ammonia in it. Those are extremely toxic. And it's not just breathing in the fumes, but did you know the most absorptive part of our body, besides underneath our tongue, is our skin. Our skin takes in so much of this stuff just coming in contact with it, not to mention when we breathe it in. So it's very toxic. So one of the things you can do is to begin to make your own cleaning products. And, you know, I put this on my phone, so I'm not going to try to remember this by heart. I'm going to look at it. Don't you just love this smartphone stuff? I tell you, I have an Apple phone, and I love it because I can do all kinds of things on this phone. But I wanted to make sure that I gave you the right recipe. There is something that I found last night that I thought, oh, this is so awesome. And it has to do with cleaning your surfaces. And you can even use this for your furniture, because guess what, folks? Your furniture polish, you know that pledge that we love to put on our furniture because everything smells so good? Well, you're slowly killing yourself. You're putting all kinds of toxins in your environment when you breathe that stuff in. But there is something, I'm going to find it here in just a minute, that you can use that can help minimize the toxins in your area. And you can actually create your own cleaning liquids. Where is it here? Well, I don't see it here on this. Okay, so that's so much for my trying to be prepared when it comes to this, or either that or I have hidden it. But I can tell you almost from memory. One of the things I talked about is using distilled water with orange peels and putting the orange peels in the water for 2 weeks, and then adding to it some essential lemon oil and spraying that on your furniture. First of all, the orange gives it a nice scent, plus the orange also has some antibacterial functions and is good for the wood. The lemon oil gives it that sheen, and also lemon is antibacterial. So if you want, you can clean your surfaces with this. You can clean your furniture with this. You can clean your bathrooms with this, and it's so much more gentle. And you know, I know we all love the Lysol sprays and the disinfectants and all that, and they do kill bacteria, but check this out. Sometimes we can kill too much bacteria. Our immune systems need to build up a resistance to some of this bacteria. So some of the antibacterial stuff that we're using actually ends up having the reverse effect on us, and we end up getting sick anyway because our immune system no longer has those bacteria to make it stronger to ward off some of the common bacteria that we run into from day to day. So when you're using those antibacterial sprays, consider that. I know that you may not feel comfortable just stopping all the while, but I'm going to put on my blog, remember, Google PraiseWorks Health and Wellness. In Google, PraiseWorks Health and Wellness blog. And I'm going to have some recipes for you for a very good cleaner that you can use on your windows, your furniture, and your surfaces. That is so much safer for you. It does the same job, and it gives you that good, clean citrus smell that we all love. Okay, so that's number one. Take a look at what you're using to clean your homes. If there's any way at all you can stop using the bleach, it's so toxic. And not only that, I can't tell you how many outfits I've ruined trying to clean the house with bleach, okay? Right before I, run to work. Oh, let me spray this right here on the countertop. Toxic. But not only that, I ruin my suit, get to work, and I look and it's all white. So it's just not a good look, okay? That whole toxin thing with bleach. The next thing that I feel really strongly about is your skin care. As I mentioned earlier, your skin is the most absorptive part of your body besides underneath your tongue. And there's all kinds of things that you can do naturally. And I'll have some of these recipes on my blog. But here's one in particular, and I mentioned this a few shows ago about the cleanser that I use for my face. Well, the cleanser that I use for my face basically is no cleanser at all. I don't use any soap at all. I use olive oil, but some people might want to use coconut oil. I use rose hips, vitamin E oil, and lavender. And I put it in a little jar, and I shake it up, and I use that to wipe off all my makeup with a wet cloth. And I use it in the morning and at night. And to moisturize my skin, I don't use a traditional moisturizer any longer. I use coconut oil. And yes, I don't look too sexy at night because my face is greasy, but when I wake up in the morning, my skin has absorbed all that moisture, and I don't have dry skin. As we age, we have a tendency to dry out. That's the bottom line. And the more makeup and stuff that we use on our skin, the more dried out our skin can be. So if you just insist on using the makeup, I use it. Obviously, my lips aren't this color when I wake up in the morning. But what I do is I make sure that I condition my face with natural products. And whenever possible, I try to find as natural as products as possible for my powders, for my makeups. It's not always easy to find. And sometimes when you find them, you may not like the way they go on. So I'm not a purist. I'm not saying, okay, stop using all makeup. But take a look at your skincare regime and see what you can do to make a difference when it comes to the makeup that you use. Like here's an idea right here that I thought was really cool. Deodorant. You know, our regular deodorant that we buy at the store, it has aluminum in it and other bad things that actually clog the pores. And, you know, sweating is good. You want to be able to sweat to get some of those toxins out. You don't want to clog them back in, but you just don't want to stink while you're doing it. So you can try this and let me know what you think about this. 6 tablespoons of coconut oil, a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and a quarter cup of arrowroot or cornstarch. And then you can put some essential oils in there, which is optional for scent, lavender, orange, cucumber, melon, whatever you want to smell like, rose, geranium, whatever. And you mix all of that together and you store it in a container. And you just put some underneath your arms in the morning. And you'd be surprised. You might still have the sweating, but you don't have the smell. And this is such a much better way to keep from, you know, having that body odor pronounce your presence before you walk in a room. Especially with the summer coming up, okay? So give that a try. Again, that's 6 tablespoons of coconut oil, a 1/4 cup of, it's 4 tablespoons just about, of baking soda, and a 1/4 cup of, or 4 tablespoons of cornstarch with essential oils, which is optional, and you will find that it does a great job in protecting, you know, the dripping on your clothes and the body odor. Here's another one that is really, really good. Toothpaste. You know, I know you always heard about, you know, baking soda for using toothpaste, but you can use some 2/3 cup of baking soda and a teaspoon of fine sea salt. It's optional, but it really is good for the teeth. And maybe 1 to 2 teaspoons of peppermint, which is about 10 to 15 drops of essential peppermint oil. Or you might want to add spearmint or orange essential oils, you know, just for the flavor. And then filtered water to add consistency. You know, to make it more of a, so it won't be too hard of a paste. That is an excellent toothbrush. And I'll tell you something else that's very good and natural for tooth decay. And that is using coconut oil. Again, coconut oil is amazing the things you can do with coconut oil. And swishing it in your mouth. And they call it pulling for about 20 minutes. I know it sounds gross, but it really works. Swish it back and forth in your mouth. You want to get it all into the grooves of in between your teeth and everything. First of all, it helps your teeth to be whiter. And it also helps to prevent tooth decay. That's a very natural way to do that. Now, here's another thing that I think is really awesome, and it's called dry brushing. I used to do this when I was single with no kids. That was like 50 million years ago. And I'm going to start doing it now in time for my 60th birthday, which is coming in 2 months. June 3rd, everybody, June 3rd, I'll be 60. And I'm doing dry brushing. And let me tell you why dry brushing is so wonderful. First of all, it's a practice that involves detoxification. It actually gets rid of that dead layer of skin. It's very good for the lymphatic system in terms of, you know, helping your immune system to get stronger. And it gets rid of all those toxins that are trapped underneath that layer of dead skin. It's excellent. I would suggest for dry brushing, first of all, Google it on, or go to YouTube and take a look to see how to do it. But you want to dry brush your feet, the bottoms of your feet, the tops of your feet, your arms, your back. Gentle on the neck, ladies. You don't want to do too much dry. You can do the dry brushing, but just do it gentle strokes. Your back, your chest, your thighs. Now check this out. For those of you who might be struggling with cellulite, ding, ding, ding. That would be me. It just came all of a sudden at 55. I looked one day and I was like, what the heck? So anyway, dry brushing is great for that. You can brush your thighs and your buttocks area and you will begin to see a change in terms of how that little dimpled effect that you have when you have cellulite, that little dimple effect will begin to go away. And the good thing about it is you're going to start seeing a glow to your skin. It's beautiful. And that is such a natural way to detox your whole body by doing dry brushing. And then follow up with a good moisturizer like coconut oil with a little lavender, or coconut oil with a little citrus if you need to wake me up, or lavender if you want to kind of calm down before you go to bed. People have asked me, well, when's the best time to dry brush? And it depends on your regime. You want to take some time to do it. You don't want to do it quickly. I would say the best time for me would probably be in the evenings before I go to bed, but some people want to do it first thing in the morning because it's a good wake me up. Go to your local health food store and ask them for their dry brush collection. You just don't want to get any old kind of dry brush. I'm not saying that your local grocery store like CVS or Walgreens or Walmart, that they don't have it. You just want to make sure you're getting the best that you can get, because this is your skin, this is your body, and this is a wonderful way to stay healthy. Now, here's another way to detoxify your life. Okay, we've talked about your environment, maybe get some less toxic stuff to clean your surfaces with. We've talked about some your makeup and removing it and cleansing your skin in a natural way and getting rid of those toxic cleansers and face creams and everything that aren't good for you and really don't work as well as the natural stuff. And we've talked about dry brushing. Okay. Number 4, you gotta sweat. Ladies, you gotta sweat. I know I gave you an underarm odorant thing to help you with the sweating and the smell, but bottom line is you gotta sweat. Exercise is the best way to get rid of the toxins. I mean, that is so important. And I have to say, I am guilty. I am toxic and have been for the last 7 months because I have not moved and exercised as much as I would like. And I'm committing to you right now that I'm going to make that change, because it's important for me to get rid of the toxins that I take in every day. And I know that sweating is important. Now, I'm not a big sweater, so sometimes I might need a little aid, like going to a sauna or a steam bath. It's a wonderful way to get the toxins out of your system. It's something that my husband loves doing. He loves going to the steam room and just sitting there. It's interesting because, I could take maybe 5-10 minutes and I got to get out. But if you can sit there for 10 minutes or more, bring some water with you so you don't get dehydrated, and let those toxins come out, you will feel lighter. You'll look better. You'll look cleaner, believe it or not. And you sleep so much better. So here you go. You get a good workout where you're sweating a little bit, then you go into the sauna or the steam room and sweat some more, okay? And then you go to the showers, take a nice shower, put on your natural arm deodorant, put on your coconut oil with the citrus smell, so it kind of wakes you up a little bit so you don't fall asleep on your way home because you will be very relaxed. Excellent way to detoxify. Okay. Number 5, and this is an obvious one, but you'd be surprised how many toxins we take in as a result of not doing this. We have just got to stop the processed foods, folks. I'm telling you. I know it's convenient, but there's so much gunk in those processed foods. There's all kinds of additives, preservatives, chemicals that you can't even pronounce, okay, that are in those foods. And it really takes our liver and the rest of our organs through so much trauma trying to get the nutrients out of that stuff so they can have rich blood in order to replenish themselves. I mean, that's what it's all about. You're eating to live, okay, as they say, eating to live, not living to eat, okay? So if you're eating to live, you really take a look at what you're putting in your bodies. I mean, lately I've been eating a lot of sandwiches because it's convenient. But as soon as I can, I am going to get like a turkey and roast the turkey and then use the meat from that to make my little turkey sandwiches. And it's easier because I can just, reach into my bag and eat my turkey because I'm working all the time. But the reality is that processed meat, it doesn't even taste that good to me. And also, when I do eat that, my body's not getting as many nutrients from it as it could. The idea is to eat organically, eat fresh foods, try to stay away from the can, the box, and the bottle. I'm just saying, if it's in the can, if it's in the bottle, if it's in the box, it's gone through some kind of process usually. Not always, but definitely when it's in a box, it's been processed. So do yourself a favor. Get away from stuff in the box. Get away from eating anything that is white. If it's white, it's been processed more than likely because most of the food in its natural form is not white. So just a couple of things that I think that would be really great for you to do in terms of eating fresh and eating processed food, okay? Stay away from the American cheese. That's processed, okay? I know string cheese tastes really good, but I was reading about that last night. That's processed. Sandwich meat, processed. White bread, processed. White rice, processed. All that stuff is processed. Do your homework. Find out what you can do that is natural to you, that feels good, that you can add to your diet, that is organic and that's fresh. You want to eat fresh food, you know, and the easiest way to begin to detoxify is eating those fresh fruits and vegetables. It helps to clean you out. But here's A number one, and this is bonus in terms of detoxifying your life. Guys, come on. You know this, but I know we don't do enough of it. But now that we're hitting the spring and summer, it's going to be warmer. You're going to want to do more of this, and that is drink water. Water, 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 water. That is probably one of the most important, oops, somebody wants to talk to me. If I can turn off my phone. That is one of the most important things that you can do is to add water to your diet. And if you don't like the taste of water, and of course I suggest filtered water. If you don't like the taste of water, I really love putting lemon in my water first thing in the morning, and I've talked about this before. It detoxifies your liver. It's so important. It wakes you up, and water helps your brain. Your brain is 90% or more water. So it makes sense if you want to be clear thinking, engaged, improve your memory, drink water. Another thing you want to do to add to your water is add cucumbers. It helps with the alkali levels because you don't want your alkali levels to be out of balance because then you're creating an environment, a toxic environment for cancer to grow and flourish. Who knew? Cucumbers can help with that. Also orange, citrus, it smells good. It wakes up your senses. It wakes your body up. Your body loves that kind of stuff when you're drinking lots of water, especially flavored with things like orange, lemon, and cucumber. And here's another thing that I just learned about recently, and that's key lime. You know how sometimes foods seem to be in style? Well, key lime is in style this summer. They're just a little tiny fruit, not the big old limes, but the little tiny key limes. And usually when you buy them, they come in a bag of key limes. And you cut those in half and squeeze them into your water. Oh my gosh, it's an automatic energizer. It helps to detoxify your system as well, helps you to be more alert. Again, another way that you can, detoxify your life and stay healthy. So to recap, we want to work on detoxifying our lives. I didn't talk about the toxic relationships. We talked about that before. You know which one of those relationships you have that is toxic that you need to either get rid of or at least put some distance between you and those in that toxic relationship. So I'm not going to go there. You already know about that. It will definitely help you with your calmness of mind if you're not dealing with the toxicity of negative relationships. So just saying. Okay, but aside from all of that, you want to make sure you're drinking the water that you need to drink to help you detoxify. Add that lemon, cucumber, and lime. You want to try to see what you can do to put on your skin that is natural. If you're going to wear regular makeup, at least come up with your own cleanser and your own moisturizer that you make at home. Check my blog. I'll have some recipes on there. And also dry brushing. Might sound a little weird, but it works. Getting rid of all that dead skin, exposing that layer of new skin, helps the lymphatic system, strengthens your immune system. Stop eating that processed food, not good for you. Find a way to eat natural food that is organic. And also the things that we use to clean our home with. Let's try to make some changes. And it doesn't have to be major changes, minor changes. Every little change helps when it comes to detoxifying your life and helping you to be well in your mind, body, and spirit. I hope these tips have helped. Listen, a couple of things I want to tell you. Stay tuned for my new website, Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond, your holistic sanctuary that you'll be able to go to find out information about all kinds of things that are holistic and well for your mind, body, and spirit. Also, check my current site, praiseworks.biz, for all of my new shows on Wellness Woman and also What's Inside You, Mind, Body, Energy. We have some excellent shows on both shows, all for you in mind. And I'm really excited. I'm going to be producing a brand new show on America Out Loud. It's a podcast series called Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Pleasure. I'll be telling you more about that. The new show is going to be debuting April 8th. 2017, my first time ever producing a show. Wow, it's so fun. So lots of things going on with the Wellness Woman. I hope things are going on in your life that are well and that are really causing you to engage in life, because guess what? This is the only life we have. So we might as well enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks so much for tuning in.